Hey, y'all doing? This Rob Burnham, aka Preacher Man RB, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91. This time I'm doing another movie reviews, and this time I'm doing Rocky 4. What happens on this movie is Rocky and Apollo is hanging out, and then the Russian Ivan Drago comes to the United States, and he puts in a challenge to face Rocky because Russia wants to face their greatest fighter against the United States' greatest fighter. And Apollo sees this on the TV, so Apollo goes to talk to Rocky, tells Rocky how he wants to fight him first, and Rocky agrees to it even though he doesn't think it's a good idea because Apollo Creed's so old at this point, and Apollo Creed wants to prove that he's still a good fighter. So they set up the fight against Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago. And the fight happens, and Apollo Creed does this big concert going on before the fight, and the fight happens, and Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago is fighting, and Apollo Creed is saying how it's supposed to be an exhibition, but Ivan Drago's fighting as hard as he can, and it goes to 2 rounds, and Ivan Drago winds up killing Apollo Creed, and they have Apollo Creed's funeral, and Rocky puts the title on Apollo Creed's grave, and he makes this big press conference of how he's going to fight Ivan Drago, and it's going to be in the Soviet Union, and it's going to be on Christmas. So Adrian's at home at this point, and all these reporters come asking her how she feels about going to Russia, and she doesn't know nothing about this at this point. Rocky comes home, then they had this big argument, and then the next day Rocky leaves for Russia. And Rocky, Paulie, and his new trainer that used to train Apollo goes to Russia, and Rocky starts training, and Ivan Drago's training too. And before the fight with Apollo, the press asked Ivan Drago and them, does Ivan Drago take steroids? And they said no, but during Ivan Drago's training we see that they lied because they juice him up with steroids during his training. And Rocky's training, and with his training he's running around Russia, and think about it, it's snowing hard, and he's just running, and he's cutting down trees and sawing wood, and he's doing all sorts of different exercises. And Adrian comes to Russia, and then the fight happens with Ivan Drago, and Rocky and Ivan are giving each other heck during this fight, and it lasts to 16 or 17 rounds. And during at the beginning of the fight, all of Russia's booing Rocky, and as the fight goes on, Rocky's earning Russia's respect, so they start cheering for Rocky. And the last round comes, and Ivan Drago is getting upset with his trainers and the people over him because they're getting upset at Ivan because he's letting Rocky last this long. And the last round happens, and Rocky winds up knocking down Ivan Drago and doesn't get back up, and Rocky winds up winning. Then he does this big speech on how he would rather 2 men from Russia and the United States kill each other on a ring instead of 20,000 men. And that's all that happened on Rocky 4. If y'all ever watched Rocky 4, what did y'all like about it? As always, I'm not going to use Austin's episode of Retro TV. See y'all next time.